This is Diana.
Hi, it's Brandon Stacy.
Hi, Brandon. Thank you so much for doing the interview with us. I really appreciate it. I know you are crazy busy right now. You are just everywhere. Oh my God. So
Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad to be here with you.
awesome. Well, it's got to feel good to be just really doing some really iconic roles right now. And of course, the biggest buzz right now is with the History Channel's Reimagined Roots. You play Klingon.
Right.
And can you tell some of our fans just what exactly is Klingman's character about?
Well, so Civil War is approaching, and we're following the lineage of Kunta Kinte. And Klingman is he's counsel to a key player in Night 4, which is played by Lane Garrison, plays Frederick. And Klingman, he's a product of his environment, traditions of the South, and at that time. So he's definitely a questionable character, but he might actually, there are some qualities about him. He's very strong in his convictions and patriotic and, for the South, but those strong convictions ultimately can be pretty dangerous if you are on the wrong side of, what's right and wrong in humanity. So he ultimately is a pretty dangerous guy.
Right. So for his particular character, what kind of research did you do?
Well, the usual, studying the history of the Civil War, and I certainly have family that were a part of that.
Really?
So I've always been interested in the history and my own roots,
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been brought up to know, the past, and I certainly enjoy learning from history, and that's why I think this, is so great. Roots coming out right now, and having the ability to reach a new generation, to teach about the past and learn from our mistakes and hopefully build a future we can all be proud of.
Absolutely. Well, while you were putting together the character and really, obviously you're going to put yourself into it 110%, but did you find yourself having anything in common with Klingman?
Well, you can't really approach a character. The first thing in approaching a character is really finding some sort of way to relate, So, of course, there are some things.
Sure.
And we kind of build from there. But I definitely want to. Sometimes you do a character and they see this hated guy. So I expect you to be hated in this, and that's okay. But I'm really nothing like this guy.
Which is obviously good to know. But, sometimes as you're going through, you might find out a few things about yourself you didn't really know. But obviously, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's one of the goals in all of my work, is really exploring new characters and the depth, within myself and reaching, undiscovered places and places that make me feel uncomfortable and
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable. And I think that's where the magic happens. So.
Right. Well, with this being almost a reimagined version of Roots, and with a new audience, a new generation looking at it, what are you hoping that audiences will walk away from after watching this series?
Well, I know that they will be moved. It's extremely powerful. And there's always people who can use the past to divide us. But I think the goal, really, what I want to happen, and I'm not sure what the producers want, is to use the past to unite us, and we can heal from the past, and it's okay to talk about the past, because we learn, and if we're wise enough, we'll take that knowledge and build something stronger and great, unite us in a future we can be proud of.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we're hoping that we're somehow getting on the right track. At least we're still talking and still having discourse about everything. But how have you kind of gotten a feel for audience response, or how people have been feeling about the movie?
Well, I think we've had an overwhelmingly, huge positive response to this. It's beautifully done. It's extremely powerful. It's not about hate. It's not about fighting us. Like I said, people are really enjoying it. I think it's the best TV we've had on, in a while.
Awesome. And, it's great to hear. I mean, it's great to hear the discourse. It's great to hear everything else, but it's great to hear that it's being positively accepted. And that's wonderful. Great for you guys. But I'm going to take you away from Roots for a few minutes. And I just kind of want to talk about back when you did Star Trek, actually.
Okay.
You were in the role of Spock, young Spock. And what was it like to work in that kind of environment? It was a little bit different from what you normally do.
Spock is near and dear to my heart. He's a beautiful character, extremely layered, and the subtleties in Spock are what I really vibe with. He's in constant war with himself, between his need to be logical, and I find him extremely emotional. You really have to be close to him, or look closely to see how emotional he is, and the internal struggle between the two, the logic and the emotions, what I find fascinating, and it gives you a lot to play with.
Oh, yeah. Well, so because you're such a fan and because it's so important to you, did you feel any kind of internal pressure to really nail this role for, not only yourself, but for obviously the viewers, or did you just know what you needed to do?
Well, when you're taking on such an iconic character, you definitely have to give the fans what they want and what they expect, what they need out of the character. But for myself, and for everybody else, I think it's important to explore new things and add your own, way of doing it. I certainly feel that I do that. The pressure, I don't let the pressure of appeasing the fans, get to me. I know that there are certain marks that you have to hit, and then the rest is up to me to play, and explore my own thing. And, I really do it for myself. And, I think if we all apply that to, what we want out of life, I think we find it a little bit easier to get by.
Right, absolutely. Well, you really have kind of a little bit of an eclectic background, at least acting-wise. And, you've got Roots going on now, and you've got a lot of other projects going on, but you are filming a movie with Tom Cruise, obviously, with Mena. So tell us about your role in working with Tom.
Well, I was cast as a DEA agent after Barry Seal, played by Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crime thriller about the CIA informant, drug runner, Barry Seal, in the 80s, and directed by Doug Liman. It was fantastic. Obviously Tom Cruise is fantastic. always looked up to him, and his work ethic is, amazing. He's always amazing. Both those guys are just incredible. So it's really cool to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Well, what other projects do you have going on now besides that? And
well, yeah, right now I'm actually working on a fantastic sci-fi series called Blade of Honor, which has some great sci-fi people in it. Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica, and Tim Russ of Star Trek fame, and James Kyson from Heroes.
Very cool.
It touches on subjects, comments on humanity and social things, in a way that maybe Star Trek would, and has some of the action that maybe Battlestar Galactica would have, and it's pretty cool. If you're a sci-fi fan, which I am, this is incredible.
Awesome. Well, one last question for you. You do tons of interviews, you do tons of press, you talk to fans all the time. You're wonderful about it. But is there a particular question that maybe you get a little tired of answering consistently?
I don't think so. No, I'm just kind of carefree, I just kind of go with the flow,
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brandon, again for doing the interview with us. Really appreciate your time and wish you nothing but success on the road ahead.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye.